Hello everyone, welcome to the .NET Full Stack curriculum, which is going to span 3 months. There are various modules that we will be covering. We will start off with .NET and C Sharp, and followed by SQL, Web API, Git and GitHub, Angular, and we will do an end-to-end project that covers all of this concepts. And we will see from the basics. We will talk about advanced topics. We will see theory. We will do hands-on. We will uh, give you assignments which you have to work on and come back. So after 3 months, you will be having the industry standards for building industry accepted application. So that's about the curriculum, and each of this module is laid out like this, like the day wise we will have, and each day, as I mentioned, we would be covering the theory. We will do some hands-on, and then I'll be giving you assignments which you have to work on and come back. So that's how it's going to be, the whole all modules. We will cover it that way. And as a quick demo, let's see what .NET actually is and why the .NET is so popular and being widely used in the industry right now. Going to what .NET is. So .NET, it's one simple line, like it's a framework developed by Microsoft to build applications, right? One simple line, but it is widely used. Why? Before, like to understand that, let's understand what framework is. So framework, it's nothing fancy. It's very simple. Like it has got some pre-written code, which everybody uses widely. Like for example, I want to open a file from my code, or I want to connect to the SQL server, or I want to print something onto my console window. Right? All these are common, whoever writes the code, right? So such common code is being written, and it's packaged so that whoever wants to use it, they can directly call that and use it. So that is pre-written code, and the framework has tools, right? Whatever you write, that has to be converted into something that machine understands. So framework will has support for that, for those tools, and it supports memory management. Like whatever you write, it needs some place which is nothing but a memory to run, right? So that also has to be handled, which the framework would take care. And rules, right? I can't go and write whatever I want, right? I have to follow some rules or standards, or which we usually call syntax, right? Those everything are defined by the framework. So that is framework for you. And we can as we see as we've seen that it is used to build a lot of applications. So what all those applications are, example like mobile applications. So whatever you use daily, like Uber, Ola, Amazon, Flipkart, those are mobile applications. And using .NET you can build mobile applications and desktop applications like Excel, right? Word. So all those calculators, notepad, all those are desktop applications. So that also can be built using .NET. And web applications, again, Amazon web application, right? Gmail, right? Those as mobile variants also, but they can be also used on the web application. So all those again I can build using .NET. So there are many more applications that you can build using .NET. Once we start coding, you can see all those templates in your Visual Studio, right? So because of this wide support provided by the framework, it is widely used in the industry right now. And there are a few key components that makes up .NET, which is language support. So .NET supports like lot of languages. Like few of the examples are C Sharp, F Sharp, Visual Basic, and there are many more that. So you can use any of one of the language and use the .NET framework to build all these applications. And CTS is common types. Like you, while you are writing code, you will have to deal with various data types like the integers, string, right? All those, that type support is given by the CTS. These are the key components of framework. And base class library, as I was mentioning earlier, like the pre-written code, like for connecting to SQL, you have one class. So what classes, again, we will see in deep in the course, right? And so that's the base class library. And CLR is whatever code you write that has to be run on the machine. So Common Language Runtime is that component of .NET which will run your application, right? These are the key components that makes up .NET Framework. And coming to terminology, there are few terms that you uh, generally use or get to hear when you talk about .NET. So one is platform. You can think platform as operating system. Simply said, it's an operating system. Like Windows is one operating system, Mac, Linux. So that is platform. So whenever you hear of this terms like platform, you can relate that to an operating system. And then coming to open source. Open source is nothing but the source code will be available to you, and yeah, right. So source code will be available to you, and you can contribute to that code as well. Like we are going to see what .NET Core is. Then you'll hear this term of open source. So basically, it means that the source code for that framework is available to use, and anybody can contribute to that open source projects. And the other term is compilation, which is right. You write the code in the way that you read or understand, but the computer will not understand that. Computer will understand bits. So this source code has to be converted to that bits, right, or machine understandable format. So that is called compilation process. And the .NET code is generally converted into the intermediate language code, or generally called as Microsoft Intermediate Language, which then is converted to the actual machine readable format using the Common Language Runtime. So that is IL code and MSIL. And assembly is nothing but, so when we start writing applications, it finally gets converted into .dll or .exe. And this assembly contains IL code, which I said is .dll or exe, and the metadata and the manifest. Metadata is the information about this code that we have written, like what properties it has, what methods it has called. All those contains metadata. Manifest is information about assembly, like version of it, and all those comes under manifest. And the other term that we frequently use is garbage collection. Garbage collection is like when we talked about like memory management, so that is related to garbage collection. So the framework periodically runs to see what code or what data is not used but is still remaining in the memory, and it frequently runs that garbage collection and frees up that memory so that the other parts of the application can use it. So these are the terms that we will have to keep in mind when we talk about this .NET framework. Now moving on to .NET framework versus core, right? So these is something that everybody gets confused. The .NET framework was used earlier. It has got support to only Windows platform, and it is not open source. These two terms we have already seen what they are. And coming to .NET Core, we generally are referring to that right now as .NET, right? And this has got cross-platform support. Like you can run applications that can run on Windows, Mac, Linux, and it is open source, right? So that's the difference between .NET Framework versus Core. And majorly, whatever applications that we are right now writing in the industry are built using .NET Core. And then generally coming to execution flow of how the .NET applications gets executed. As we will see, writing the code using C sharp. So this is the general flow, right? I write the C sharp code in editors or whatever way I want, whichever editor I want to use, and using C sharp compiler, it gets converted into intermediate language, which is called compilation, and that gets converted to assembly, which is .dll or .exe, and then using CLR and just-in-time compilation, it gets converted into the machine code, which is which the CPU understands. So that's the execution flow, right? Now, one step back. Now, why did .NET Core became cross-platform, but why not .NET? It's very simple. .NET Core has given support for CLR that can run on multiple platforms. So that made my .NET Core run on any platform. So that's the main reason. The CLR support across platform is what made .NET Core across platform, right? Finally, I'll be giving an assignment. So which once you get enrolled to the course, we will work on the assignment, right? So that is what uh, .NET is for you. And as you've seen, the support for various application made .NET very popular, right? And as I mentioned, we will start off with C Sharp once you enroll for the course. So that's it. That is it. Thank you so much.